Hey guys, Zephyrnix here, and today we're going to look at Final Fantasy XIV. Now, what you're about to see is you're about to see the engine running in real time. What this is actually is a benchmark program, and it pretty much rates how good Final Fantasy XIV will work on my PC. So this is actually the real game running in real time. Okay, so this is no tricks or anything like that. This is the actual real game, or how the game is going to look anyway. So with that in mind, let's look here. Now, first of all, you notice that the shadows are really looking really good here. So I'm loving the shadows, definitely. Shadows are bringing the game to life as they usually do. It's one of the things I don't like about the Xbox 360 is that Xbox 360 does it bad. It's like it doesn't handle shadows that well. And yeah. So at any rate, this is the first part of the video, and with the first part video is pretty much showing like how it looks when like things are close and close textures and things like that. So, like I said before, this is a benchmarking program, so it's testing my PC. So, like I said, this is like taking a look at textures close up and how it runs with textures close up, as well as objects moving close up.
Here. Feel. Think.
Notice that's those facial expressions. You gotta love that. You don't really get to see facial expressions like that in MMOs anymore, especially in World of Warcraft and anything pretty much beyond that. I think the most recent one I've ever seen that has actual facial expressions, has been Global Agenda, actually. But I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I really played a good MMO. But anyway, you know that this is Final Fantasy. This is made by Square Enix. So with Square Enix, and I call them Squaresoft because of, well, anyone who knows what Squaresoft means, basically, again. But anyway, but what I mean is that this is actually good for Square Enix, but this is terrific for Squaresoft, or Square. So as you see, fantastic special effects as only Square Enix can do, or Square, one thing I want you to also notice is that you're hearing a lot of voice, aside from my voice. You don't really get to hear voices in MMOs anymore. In fact, a lot of them really don't do voices, except for the ones lately. And this is the first Final Fantasy on MMO that's going to do voice. Now, granted, it's the second one to come out, but you get my idea.
All hands to forward!
Hurry back to your cabin, friend, lest you become the sea's next victim.
Now, also mind you that while the races are called something different in this game than they are in Final Fantasy XI, I think they're called the Mithra in the other game. This is the first time we got to hear one of them speak.
A brave one.
So it really gives you a touch on, on how they are and whatnot. I mean, I think voice will be an excellent, addition to this, and I hope all the game is voiced. The hair is done all right, but it's not done the best of the ability that is known from Square Enix. So, but it's all right, Expect the hair to flow in the wind and things of that nature. What I'm actually loving too is the graphic prowess of the races. Like that particular race, I don't remember what they're called in this thing, but they looked a lot worse than they do in this one. In fact, I wouldn't even pick them in the other one, but now I actually might pick them, Ooh, is that Leviathan? It could be. The water effects are alright. They're not the best I've ever seen, but they're alright. Notice the textures on top of the creatures, looking good. Aha, she got owned. The gun effects are looking pretty good too. You get a little spark from the gun now. So this particular scene is actually trying to basically give you an outlook on how if the computer can handle like multiple things moving at once at at that speed, as well as special effects. That's basically what this particular part is doing. Well, the first one was doing speed. The second one is doing spell effects. Right here. And as you see the spell effects, I'm assuming that's protect. But if you see that spell effect is actually looking very well. It's looking very good rather.
Never seen anything like it.
Like I said before, the facial expressions are very good. Remember, this is done in-engine, guys. In-engine. This is not no trailer or anything like that. This is in-engine. And look at Leviathan, okay? Look at the water effects, first of all. Look at her facial expressions, fantastic. Yeah, look at her breast, too. Now look at the Leviathan. Beautiful. Like you can't get that's the best I've seen in a long time from any game. So when the review comes out, expect a lot of praises when it comes to the graphics of this game. Okay, now last but not least, this last one is going to show like how distances are looked in this particular engine on your computer. And for the record, I can handle it, so don't worry about it. But now look at the graphics of the boat. The boat looks fantastic. How the sun's hitting it just right. And she sees a hoe. Oh, land hoe, right. So look at the, you know.
A sight for me sore eyes.
Anyway, long story short, this game is going to look really good on any MMO. Now, the game is coming out for the PlayStation 3 and the PC. Will it come out for the Xbox 360? It is a very good chance that it will come out with the Xbox 360, just probably maybe later on in a year. If you remember correctly, this game actually came out for the PlayStation 2 and the PC first, and then later on it came out for the Xbox 360. And so that's what I suspect the same thing is going to happen, except for in the beginning with Final Fantasy XI is what I'm referring to, by the way. It came out for the PC first, and then I think later on it came out for the PlayStation 2. I believe that is the case. I could be wrong, could be the other way around. But this particular case, they're coming out at the same time, which is new for the series. So it's also going to, so most likely it's going to come out for the Xbox 360, so no worries. So for those who ever wanted information on my PC, there you go. But as you see, my score is 2,148, which isn't really bad for this particular thing. My score was actually lower in the other game, so it's going to run beautifully. I'm going to be able to play the whole thing at full power as I do with most of the games, you know. So anyway, there's my look at the graphics of Final Fantasy XIV and how it's going to look. I think it's going to look very good. So what are your thoughts on how it looks, you know, and things of that nature? I'll try to post more things on Final Fantasy XIV as it come along, because I do believe that for the PC and the PlayStation 3, this game is definitely going to be a powerhouse. I think it's really going to get a lot of sales, especially on the PlayStation 3, as did the sales for Final Fantasy 13 did. So anyway, let me know what you think. What do you guys think of this game? You have a good night. Zephyr is out.